today's video, a new tour of my ham shack. I've made a few upgrades in the past few months and thought I'd update the video for YouTube. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so I have roughly 8 feet by 10 feet here. It's not a huge space, but I do have it jam-packed. I'm down in the basement of my home, and I'm in the laundry room basically, and the utility room is right here next to it, which I've covered up the door with a blanket to try and block some of the noise from the furnace. So I'll start here. This is Costco shelf that I bought, and I have started collecting radios and microphones, so you'll see an eclectic bunch of stuff here. This is an old VHF Air Cadet radio, very cool. I'd like to one day maybe modify it, put a newer radio in it, and still be able to use the handset as a microphone and speaker. So I don't know about that yet, but that's something for a future project. Very cool little rig. It's a VHF. There's a couple of my microphones. If anybody knows anything about this microphone, this is a very old microphone. It's a wooden handle, wooden button. I haven't been able to find anything about it. If anybody knows anything, drop me a comment in the comment section, and if anybody knows how old it is, what it was used for, it'd be awesome. I'm very interested in, like I say, I can't find anything on it, just to know the history of it. It is just a showpiece for now. The next shelf, same thing. I have a bunch of microphones. This here is a 10 meter DR135DX Alinco radio. Works very well. I used to have it in my truck for a while. It's an older, it's not that old, I guess, a CB radio that I haven't turned on in a long time, so it's on the shelf. And another desk mic there. Next shelf down below, I've got that microphone is just a non-functioning. It's just a decoration. I like it though. Looks nice. Scanner there. An old Marine HF rig on the bottom. That is a Raytheon Ray 152. Works well. I have used it on HF. And another couple of just display microphones, and my mug with my call sign on it. Down here I have the D104 Silver Eagle microphone. Great desk mic. I haven't actually used it. It was on a CB radio my dad owned, and of course I have it now. It's a great rig. This is an old Hallicrafters radio that I picked up in an antique shop, and I didn't pay much for it. I only bought it as a display piece. Being a radio operator, I enjoy having radios around. I consider myself to be a bit of a collector, as I collect radios and I never sell them. And here's an old Morse keyer that I got at a different antique shop. Pretty rough shape. Again, I didn't pay much for it, but I thought it looked nice with the old Hallicrafters. And down the bottom shelf, I have another old General Electric microphone, desk mic, and a Johnson Viking Ranger that is operating. Hasn't operated in many years and probably need to be touched up. A good friend of mine gave this to me, and I have it on display, as it is a beautiful radio, and an old CB radio SWR meter on the bottom. So that's kind of just what I've got as a collection going on there. And we'll get over to the other corner. Of course, no radio room is complete without maps, so I do have a world map of Canada, a few plaques on the wall, licensing, my license plates with my call sign on them. So over here in the front, I have two 32-inch TVs as computer monitors. I recently upgraded that. That's so much better, especially for the program I have running here, which is log4om, and I can put in I just heard this guy's call sign, and I can put in his call sign. It gives me some QRZ information about where he is located and how far away he is from me. That guy's 1,138 kilometers, so and it gives you the band map, show you who has been spotted online. This here is my new dual band radio, which I've done a video on just recently. You can check that one out. Here I have my MFJ antenna tuner, power supply, and a little linear amplifier that I use. I have a MFJ antenna switch here. Hard to see, I know, sorry. Can hook multiple radios and multiple antennas up to it. I have a Heil headset here, and the foot switch you can see down in the bottom right corner on the floor there belongs to that as well. I use that with my FT991A, which is this radio right here. That's my go-to radio. It's my main radio I use all the time. Has a scope, great rig, and I use this desk mic with it, the MD100. And that's a great microphone. I always get good audio reports on it. Oh. You can hear the repeater identifying itself. Does that every so often, has to by law. Here's my computer with the speakers, which I run on my logging software and do my editing for photos and videos, and all my YouTube stuff goes through there. Over in here a little bit is the Yaesu FT450 Delta. That was my very first HF radio I bought when I moved to Alberta, and it's a good solid radio, and it's still in working condition. I have used it, I've taken it with me and used it as a backup radio and stuff. Below that is the Kenwood, and that is a 450S, but it's actually the SAT model, has the antenna tuner built in. My uncle was a radio operator in the Army, and he had bought this at an estate sale just for listening purposes, and he was going to use it for listening to Morse code, CW. He was a CW operator, and never ever did anything with it that I know of, and he passed it on to me, and I'm very grateful that he has done that. So it's another great radio for me to have. That one has sentimental value, of course, and I will be hanging on to that one. And then there in the corner is just a great big old school power supply, Newmar, that I have connected to this Kenwood. So moving along, you can see the maps, of course, like I showed you earlier. Here is my VHF, UHF handheld collection where stuff kind of lives. I have the radios and their chargers and accessories all kind of in. It looks a bit of a mess, but it is an organized mess. The FT70, great little Yaesu radio. FT2, another great Yaesu radio. And of course I have the chargers and extra batteries for those. I always highly recommend getting the desktop charger. Works much better than the plugins. And of course the spare battery is always great to have. The next one is the Kenwood D74, which is another nice radio. I don't use it very much. I do have the desktop charger for that as well, and the spare battery next to it. Of course you can see in the back there a couple of cases for some of these radios. And right here is my FT11R, the very first handheld radio I owned. It still works. It's just a single band VHF. Awesome little radio. The original battery on it, I did drop it one time and broke the little tab on the side that held the battery on, the clip, so that's why it's taped up. But I mean, it may even fire up here now. No, battery's dead. So if I put it on the charger, it will hold the charge, and it will operate. It still works fine. Underneath here, I have a scanner, which I tune into the air traffic control chatter, and for a while I was scanning our ham frequencies as well. As you can hear, the furnace is cut in the back, so that's why I have that blanket up there. Hopefully it's not going to affect my audio so much. So up on this shelf I have an old handheld CB radio that's been kicking around forever. It's just AM. I have a Motorola FRS radio, and this is the Yaesu FT2800 that I just taken down from the shack and installed the Anytone, which I did the last video on there. So another map here, the Yaesu map of the world, radio temperatures map. Of course, down here I have my printer, and on this desk is a piece of Fort McMurray history. This is the old Vega 6124, yes, 6124. It's a it's kind of a dispatch unit, and you have, it could hold up to 12 different radios, as you can see the numbers across the top. The last one was never used, and it would tie all the radio systems together. And well, it had a phone patch. You could patch through phone calls as the operator would sit there, so it had lots of different things. So anyway, that's pretty much it for my shack. If any of you guys have any questions on any of it, please drop a comment, and feel free to like and subscribe. And of course, I'm no expert, but I've been kicking around with this hobby for a long time, and I would try my best to help anybody out if they're interested in licensing or just general questions. Like I say, I'm no expert at this, but I do really enjoy it. I spend a lot of time down here as COVID came in for sure, so that's why I've actually done a lot of these changes. Make it very comfortable. I got a nice chair here. I've got a second one here actually, in case somebody stops by, and then the old school little cheeky there. And but it works for me. Like I say, I spend a lot of time down here, and I really enjoy it. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. Much appreciated that you tuned in. And for all you new subscribers, I really appreciate you guys subscribing as well. I'm just starting this channel, trying to get it off the ground, and every like and subscription really helps. So having a lot of fun doing this as well, and that's the main thing, I think. So 7-3 for now, and enjoy your day. This is Victor Echo 6 Golf Charlie Mike.